Hello everyone, my name is Mama Bunny, and I'm so happy to see you here back at the burrow. And to all of our new friends, hello, it's so nice to meet you. How was your day? I hope it went well. And now that you're here, my day's gotten even better. Since we had so much fun reading Frog and Toad are friends, I thought this week will be Frog and Toad week. Doesn't that sound fun? Well then, tonight I'm going to be reading the first two chapters of Days with Frog and Toad. Oh, but we can't have a story unless we're all comfy cozy. So make sure you're wearing something comfy. And don't forget to bring your favorite stuffy. I think they're going to want to hear the story too, don't you? Well then, are we all comfy? Let's get started, shall we? Tonight, I'll be reading Days with Frog and Toad. Our first story is called Tomorrow. Toad woke up.
Drat,
He said,
this house is a mess. I have so much work to do.
Frog looked through the window.
Toad, you are right,
Said Frog.
it is a mess.
Toad pulled the covers over his head.
I will do it tomorrow.
Said Toad.
Today, I will take life easy.
Frog came into the house.
Toad,
Said Frog.
your pants and jacket are lying on the floor. Tomorrow,
Said Toad from under the covers.
your kitchen sink is filled with dirty dishes.
Said Frog.
Tomorrow,
Said Toad.
there is dust on your chairs. Tomorrow,
Said Toad.
your windows need scrubbing.
Said Frog.
Tomorrow,
Cried Toad.
I will do it all tomorrow.
Toad sat on the edge of his bed.
Blah,
Said Toad.
I feel down in the dumps.
Why? Asked Frog.
I am thinking about tomorrow.
Said Toad.
I am thinking about all the many things that I will have to do. Yes,
Said Frog.
tomorrow will be a very hard day for you. But Frog,
Said Toad.
if I pick up my pants and jacket right now, then I will not have to pick them up tomorrow, will I?
No, said Frog. You will not have to. Toad picked up his clothes. He put them in the closet.
Frog,
Said Toad.
if I wash my dishes right now, then I will not have to wash them tomorrow, will I?
No, said Frog.
You will not have to.
Toad washed and dried his dishes. He put them in the cupboard.
Frog,
Said Toad.
if I dust my chairs and scrub my windows and water my plants right now, then I will not have to do it tomorrow, will I?
No, said Frog.
You will not have to do any of it.
Toad dusted his chairs. He scrubbed his windows. He watered his plants.
There,
Said Toad.
now I feel better. I am not in the dumps anymore.
Why? Asked Frog.
Because I've done all that work.
Said Toad.
Now I can save tomorrow for something that I really want to do.
What is that? Asked Frog.
Tomorrow,
said Toad.
I can just take life easy.
Toad went back to bed. He pulled the covers over his head and fell asleep. You know, once in a while, even the burrow can get a little messy. But don't worry, I always tidy up eventually. In fact, I tidied up today, just like Toad. Except I didn't go to sleep after. Our next story is called The Kite. Frog and Toad went out to fly a kite. They went to a large meadow where the wind was strong.
Our kite will fly up and up,
said Frog.
It'll fly all the way up to the top of the sky. Toad,
said Frog.
I will hold a ball of string, you hold a kite and run.
Toad ran across the meadow. He ran as fast as his short legs could carry him. The kite went up in the air. It fell to the ground with a bump. Toad heard laughter. 3 robins were sitting in a bush.
That kite will not fly,
said the robins.
You may as well give up.
Toad ran back to Frog.
Frog,
said Toad.
This kite will not fly. I give up. We must make a second try,
said Frog.
Wave the kite over your head. Perhaps that will make it fly.
Toad ran back across the meadow. He waved the kite over his head. The kite went up in the air and then fell down with a thud.
What a joke,
said the robins.
That kite will never get off the ground.
Toad ran back to Frog.
This kite is a joke,
he said.
It will never get off the ground. We have to make a third try,
said Frog.
Wave the kite over your head and jump up and down. Perhaps that will make it fly.
Toad ran across the meadow again. He waved the kite over his head. He jumped up and down. The kite went up in the air and crashed down into the grass.
That kite is junk,
said the robins.
Throw it away and go home.
Toad ran back to Frog.
This kite is junk,
he said.
I think we should throw it away and go home. Toad,
said Frog.
We need one more try. Wave the kite up over your head, jump up and down, and shout, up, kite, up.
Toad ran across the meadow. He waved the kite over his head. He jumped up and down, and he shouted,
up, kite, up.
The kite flew into the air. It climbed higher and higher.
We did it,
cried Toad.
Yes,
said Frog.
If a running try did not work, and a running and waving try did not work, and a running, waving, and jumping try did not work, I knew that a running, waving, jumping, and shouting try just had to work.
The robins flew out of the bush, but they could not fly as high as the kite. Frog and Toad sat and watched their kite. It seemed to be flying way up at the top of the sky. The end. Oh, I just love going out on a windy day and flying a kite, don't you? Though there's a lot of trees in the forest, so I always have to find a meadow, just like Toad and Frog. Well then, little ones, it's getting late and we should go to sleep. Well then, get all snuggled up underneath your blanket. Hold your favorite stuffy tight, 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 so they know they are loved. Oh, go and dream some wonderful dreams. And while you're having those wonderful dreams, I'll get the next stories ready. How does that sound? Well then, always remember, Mama Bunny loves you very, very much. Good night.